Good evening. It's about 8 minutes to 11. And you already know it gets hotter and hotter and hotter in New York City. So you already know that I am up on my game. And you already know that I understand what's going on in the universe. And you already know that I've been paying attention to my surroundings and trying to avoid whatever that drama is that goes on in the universe that people think you're so not aware of because they think they're so smarter than you. But it's a situation, like I said, that goes on when people try to continue messing with your life. I call it messing with people's lives when it's not necessary. And it continues to go on because some people feel and think they're better than you. And when people think they're better than you, they do the most. And when they do the most, they tend to try to interfere with your livelihood to make themselves more relevant and make you not relevant because they don't like you. They might be racist, which I think they're racist. And if they're not racist, they're narcissists. But they one or the other, or both. Because there's no way if somebody doesn't mess with you day in or day out, you sat around for 12 months going on 13 months or more messing with somebody's livelihood, trying to get them caught up, trying to get them indicted, trying to act like they in the case, trying to act like you the police, trying to do too much to take the focus off of yourselves. And then as soon as the person begin to start speaking and your business start coming out, now there's a problem. Because there's always two sides to everything or three or four sides to everything. It ain't always no one side to nothing. So when people start talking like they know so much, you get to learn more and more and more about the people that's doing the talking. So let me give you a prime example. If I'm living in a building and I don't know nothing about the people that I'm living around because I haven't been around in the building to where I'm trying to be so known in the building, and you got people in here that feel so comfortable like to say little slick things to you like they know you in the building and they don't know nothing about you in the building, but you letting them know you don't care nothing about them either in the building the same way they treating you. People can't handle what they dish out. They could dish it, but they can't take it. And that's what I learned about being in the building. Because I come in the building and I mind my business. And I don't care who likes me in the building because I'm not in the building to concern myself with who likes me in the building. Because I'm basically in and out. I don't stand still long enough to worry about what somebody got going on. Because I got other things going on. And even whatever I do, my leisure time, whatever I do, play time, whatever I do, work time, whatever I do, I keep myself busy and occupied and not on whatever's going on around me. But see, when you start messing with me, that makes me have to start investigating it and start learning what am I around for real and what's going on around me. Because before that, I wasn't interested in any of that. Why? Because I'm not out there to concern myself with other people and what they got going on in their lives. Because I figure everybody should live their life. That's how life is. It's not all about worrying about what other people are doing all the time or trying to be nosy and be scheming on people. But I noticed since I came here in this building, that's all that I've been subjected to. And I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say I like it. I'm going to tell you I don't like it. No, not at all. Because I'm going to tell you how I call them dumb in my own way, because when people do dumb things and you catch on to their dumbness, you tend to see them as dumb. You don't see them as being smart. And they think they're being smart, but I see them as being dumb. Okay? Because if you got that much time on your hand to bring everybody from Long Island over this way, to call themselves to be trying to drag me to Long Island, to try to bring me up on a criminal case that I know all about, you better know what you're doing. Because when I start talking about your background and your pedigree, I'm going to know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to make it up. I'm not going to be trying to figure it out. I'm not going to be trying to act like I know you. I'm going to know what I'm saying when I say it and who I'm saying it to. I'm going to know because I'm doing it because I want them to know that I know. Okay? That's how I roll. I don't sit around and try to scheme on a person's apartment. I don't sit around and try to go inside people's apartment, putting people information on top of other people's information to try to implicate them in crimes. I don't try to go in people's paperwork and then go outside and I'm talking about it to everybody and telling everybody what I'm doing to the person. I don't do all of that. But see, people that I'm living around, they do those things. And I'm one of the people that they were doing it too. That's why I'm able to speak on it the way that I'm speaking on it. See, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to let it be known. When people start going and invading my privacy because I came into a building and they wasn't happy about my presence being in the building, then I have to speak on what is going on around me while I'm inside of an apartment building that the person does not own. The person is a resident in the building. I saw the paperwork. And I saw information on the person because I had looked it up and I said, when I do my research, people's information is out there just like anybody else's. And when I started seeing what I needed to look at, I said, oh, okay. So the person came and moved inside a luxury apartment building, but they come from the projects. Okay, it happens. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got up in the world and you moved on and you moved forward and you're young. That's a good thing. At least you got somewhere and you're doing something positive with your life. But now I'm not as young as you and you sitting there scheming on me because somebody's telling you to do so and you're a participant in the madness. You don't think that you considered yourself as an informant? You don't think that you're an informant? You don't think that you're no type of informant? You don't think that because you might be into being your own little entrepreneurship and you might be out here doing your own little thing to get your little extra money on the side, that you're not being an informant just because nobody's picked you up yet and put you in jail for what you about and what you do? You think that you're not an informant? Because people that are informants always covering themselves and always trying to throw somebody else under the bus. And this is what I don't understand about some people that like talking about other people that they do not know. They tend to try to cover themselves and their entourage and they people that they hang around with and then try to put all this focus on one individual to try to make them seem like they're more than what they is. But you forgot to tell the whole story now. And see, one thing about me... because of who I am and who I will always be, my own individual online person, okay? I am entrepreneur all the way. And yes, I am independent all the way. Ain't nobody in here have been taking care of me since I moved up in the building. And no, I wasn't going around trying to worry about what other people had going on. But if anybody needed anything from me and I was able to assist them anything, I'm not the type of person. I don't have a problem with doing that. Because that's nothing to talk about because that's something good to do. There's nothing wrong with trying to be a participant if necessary. But when you go around and try to act like, you ain't into nothing and you ain't about that life and that's all you is about, and you trying to put it all off on somebody by minding their business and trying to act like you above something and you ain't about this and you ain't that, but you really is about all of that, it's going to come out. And that's why I put the things out the way that I do. You trying to put so much focus on me like you know me so well and know so much about my business and worrying about what I'm all about and don't even know the whole story. All you know is what you want to believe because you hanging around those street people. You got to also know that it's an awareness there that people do know that who you is too. So I'm hoping that you realize when you start throwing dirt and you ain't living in a glass house like I always say, then you know that your turn is going to come. Because it has to. Because I'm not going to sit and let no young boy, no young man, if whatever it is, teenager, whatever it is, turn around and try to interfere in my life. And they doing it with older people. And these older people is feeling comfortable about letting this person feel and think that they can get away with whatever they doing. Okay? It don't work that way. Life does not work that way. You can't mess with other people and then tend to think that nobody tends to know what you're all about. Because I'm going to let it be known after a while because I'm getting tired of you at some point. And when I start getting tired and I start speaking, they're going to do their homework. And why they're going to do their homework? Because I've done my homework. And I'm going to know what I'm talking about when I start talking to the people that I know that has some sort of authority to do their job. And if they choose not to do their job, trust me, we're going to know why they don't do their job. Because either you're an informant, like I said, and they can't touch you because of the fact of who you're working for. So you got to be careful when you start stepping on toes and messing with people. Because when people are not messing with you, you need to leave people alone. I don't care who you going around. I don't care who you be up in their face. I don't care who you get high with. I don't care who you drink with. I don't care nothing about you. I don't care nothing about what you got going on. But when you trying to get me implicated and have me locked up and put in jail, and you sitting back laughing and talking about what you trying to do to me, you better believe my turn is coming for you. And that's real talk. And I'm not going to come for you with no threat. That's a promise. Because I know what I know, and I'm not going to sit around and pretend I don't know anything just because you think you know everything about me because y'all were up in my apartment illegally and doing illegal searches. See, I don't need to go up in nobody's apartment and know what I need to know about you. I know how to talk very well, and I know how to do my own homework very well, and I've done some. So therefore, when you start treating people the way you don't want to be treated, you got to be careful about that. Because they're not going to be able to protect you like they're sitting there telling you they could protect you. Okay? They can't pay everything off. I'm letting you know that now. So it is what it is. And they made you feel good about it when you was doing it at first because it was funny, and it was funny to laugh about and talk about and all of that because you swear for God you getting ready to get me locked up and you getting ready to do something to me. Yeah, because you want this apartment back because this was nothing but a scam. Let me tell y'all something. How I know this apartment was a scam? Because the way they gave me the apartment, and it was a big thing about me coming inside the apartment because of what they wanted to do toward me before I got here. Oh, I heard all about it. See, but because I knew the neighborhood very well, and because I knew where I used to work at right up the block, I'll tell you not, 2 blocks away, used to work right up the block, and 2 blocks. And 15 years, maybe about as old as that person might have been at the time, down that they like 30 years old trying to talk about me, okay? So I was already in my 30s when I was working up the block. So for somebody that's not even 35, and they talking about somebody that's close to 60, you know that that's a problem in itself. But the persons that's behind them, those are the people that I really want to see maneuvered. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna watch how this plays out because I'm good at what I do. I just want to see how it plays out because they think that they good at what they do. I'm gonna show them that I'm good at what I do too. Because see, once I put that volume out there the way I'm gonna put it out there, somebody in the universe is gonna catch it. Because I'm going to leave it alone. Because I'm going to give it to the universe. Because that's how I roll. I don't get involved with other people's business. But I like to see things go the way accordingly. Because when I don't mess with people, I don't like people to mess with me. When I'm down to earth and people want to try to make me seem like I'm not, then I start coming out of my bag and letting you know that I'm not the person that you try to play me as. Because I don't deserve whatever that is you trying to do to me. Because you're not doing that to nobody in your family. So why should I accept it? Okay? And that's how I am. Okay, especially if I'm not messing with nobody out here in these streets, and which I don't do. I don't do that very well. I don't mess with people. I try to stay away and mind my business. I'll speak, I'm cordial, all that. But when you start disrespecting me and crossing lines and trying to make me look bad, and to the point where you think you're better than me and think ain't nobody going to get exposed, but you're going to try to expose me like you got something so much on me and I ain't never had nothing, I'm going to put things in perspective. And I'm supposed to. I'm not supposed to sit back and let nobody play with me like they're playing with me at all, under no circumstances. So when you use a neighbor to disrespect me, and then they sit back and talk about how they had my apartment under surveillance, how they was going up in my apartment, how they had some of their undesirable friends from the projects coming up in the building, and they was coming up and they was touching my doorknob and hitting my door and doing things to me up in this building, and whatever was being said about me negative, everybody wanted to chime in on it and try to make me seem a certain way or look bad. Okay, y'all are all men going up against one woman. So I must be that bad chick that y'all trying to pretend that I am, okay, because you don't know me. And I put money on that. You don't know me. What you know is what somebody's telling you. What you know is what you done came up in this apartment trying to research on your own and then going downstairs talking about she ain't got no money. This is how they talking. But see, they think they're above the law. So when people think they're above the law and then people already know what's going on in the area where I'm at and they're connecting the dots and they could kind of get the picture because they've been downstairs and they've been hearing whatever was going on. See, because everybody's doing their own homework and everybody's doing their own, research on the matter, okay? Because they see that they don't want me in the building. So therefore, they're going through too many extremes. So let me tell you the extremes that they went through. They went through the extremes where they contacted Nassau County, the same county that is in the paperwork that I got, that they proved that what they put in the paperwork is not all what it's supposed to be, okay? Because if it was supposed to be what they say it was supposed to be, then I would have knew about it so I could protect myself better, but which they left me out there to just dry and look like I'm a guilty person. That's what they did. And I'm not feeling that either, okay? So being that I have to be the person to protect my own best interest on the strength of how people have treated me, I have to go ahead and continue to be how I am today. And if it makes people angry, so what? It doesn't make me never mind, because they didn't care nothing about me at all, under no circumstances. They didn't give a shit about me. So when people don't care about me, then I have to go ahead and care about me, myself, and do whatever's best for me, okay? As far as me living in the building and the person next door talking about I don't want to just leave, what do somebody that live next door to you got to do with you being in the building in the first place? What do somebody next door that's paying rent in their apartment got to do with you paying rent where you're at in your apartment? Just because the person that you used to get high with that lived in this apartment before I lived in this apartment don't live here anymore, why would you be concerning yourself about what I got going on and I don't have nothing to do with you at all? I don't have no dealings with you at all, but you seem to be all up in my business with the street people, with the people in the building, with the people that want to listen to your story about whatever you had to say negative about me. But you forgot to tell about yourself. You really forgot to tell about yourself, which I don't understand that part. You talking about everybody else's business, talking about what everybody else is supposed to have going on, but you're not telling them about who you really are. You putting up a facade for yourself. And it's not understandable, because why are you putting up such a facade if you know what you're all about? And that's what I don't understand at this point. If I don't mess with people, why are you messing with me? Why you had your little undesirable friends coming around trying to mess with me? Oh, I see, because you heard. Oh, you heard? So it's my turn. It's my turn. I had to file harassment complaints in this building. I had to file identity theft in this building. I had to put it on the record just in case I have to protect myself in this building, because of everything that everybody else felt so comfortable doing indirectly toward me, and then trying to direct people from out in another county to come at me, telling them, yeah, they're going to come pick you up. They're going to do this to you. Like I'm supposed to get intimidated and get scared. It ain't working, because I already know what time it is. And see, when people is doing stuff like that, that's a cover up. And you got to understand, when people start covering up, other things start to unfold. And they're about to unfold. But I'm not going to have too much to do with that. I'm going to leave it to the universe. Because, see, I'm that chick. When I leave stuff to the universe, things unfold on its own. Because everything can't always be covered up. Okay? Just like you trying to put me out there, you got to understand, they know that ain't for no reason. But I'm going to go ahead and handle my business like I've been handling my business and minding my business. Because you know what? This video is not really about minding other people's business. This is about how I've been being treated just because I moved into an apartment building that people that was from the projects, the same way that I'm from a project, has moved into a luxury apartment building, got an apartment, and then now they feel and think they better than me because they're working for people and doing things with people that is a little older than them, and they're telling them how to run and do and hide and skip and jump. So that's why they thinking that they is supposedly above me and I'm underneath them. When they're not, it ain't even that type of ball game. So my thing is, when people don't mind their business and they start minding my business to make me have to look into their business, I'm going to find out everything I need to know. Because that's my job. My job is when you start coming for me and you disrespecting me and I'm old enough to be your mother, then I'm going to sit back and I'm going to follow through on that. Because I know for a fact, when you start messing with me to the point where I got to go ahead and start realizing who this inner circle is around, this toxicity and where it's all coming from, I'm going to put it together. Bingo. Bingo. I always tell people, when you don't mind your business, then you are fishing and you're lurking for things to happen that didn't have to happen. So when I had to file my harassment complaints, that was based on all the harassment coming at my door, putting your hand on my doorknob, turning the handle. Once I put that new lock on the door and you coming up talking about now they really gonna come get you. And then today was the top off. Yeah, she ain't gonna be living up in here much longer. She ain't gonna be here much longer. You gotta be careful with your words. Because I took that as a threat. And I'm not playing with you. I'm gonna show you who I am. And if I have to put it in perspective where I have to take you to court, then I'm going to take you to court. Because you're not going to continuously keep coming at me, disrespecting me, because it ain't okay. I'm not accepting it. I'm not accepting it at all. And if it's a fact of me having this apartment and they don't want me in this apartment, then when I speak to management in the morning and I let them know that I had enough of this harassment and nobody would show up in court and didn't even want to answer to the court, then I'm taking it to another court now. Because at this point, I got enough ammunition to do whatever I need to do. And I'm tired of people messing with me, especially when I don't mess with them. And it's come to this point now. I'm very upset. Very. Because I watched all the players play. And I sat back and I was listening. And I wasn't really saying nothing. And then when I did get mad, I was venting to myself in my home. I was venting to my family members. But they get tired of hearing all of that because they don't want to hear me going through no changes with people they know I don't know and I don't deal with. That's a normal reaction. There ain't nothing wrong with their reaction. They know I ain't dealing with nobody around here to be getting myself caught up in no whole lot of anything. And they know what the people are doing around here that's trying to get me implicated in crimes because they don't like me around here. And anytime I have to walk in a precinct, like I told the officer downstairs in the lobby today that came in this apartment building, just as fast as you came was as fast as the person left out the building because he had already got the phone call to leave out the building. He's an informant. He's not going to hang around because he already knows what he's doing, and he knows what he's doing is a violation. Okay, he's not going to hang around. He don't want to hear anything because he already knows what he is doing is a violation. So that's just the way the game goes. But in the interim of what he can do and how he can get away with what he do and don't expect for no reaction behind his actions, that really baffles me a little because of the fact nobody's bothering him. I know I wasn't bothering him because I didn't even know him. But now I know enough. At the end of the day, when people continue to keep coming at you for no reason other than the fact that you're living in this apartment building, they have a problem. And the problem is the fact that you're in the building and you're not a participant, or you're not hanging around, or you're not a part of whatever's going on in the circles. But I don't have to be. I paid my way to be where I'm at today. I didn't bother anybody to get where I'm at today, and they didn't help me get there. They must have gave the okay. I could say that much. They must have gave the okay. And then when they gave the okay, I guess I was supposed to come in here and play along to get along and then allow them to play me. But they still was trying to play me after the fact that I wasn't playing that game, and came up in my apartment illegally, was going through my paperwork, was coming in the apartment. They wanted me to know they was in the apartment because of the way that they would leave certain things after they would leave. And it wasn't just one person, okay? See, I'm smart enough to know that too. And then when the factor was, when they were coming in here, when I would leave from work to go to work, and the first night that they came up here when I left to go to work, and I realized that they cut the Wi-Fi off because they knew that I had a camera in the apartment, and they did that so they wouldn't be identified within the apartment. And then when they put it back on, that's only because the box is outside the door there where they're able to dismantle it. And I'm aware of that, okay? But you know what I learned from this whole situation? They got something going on with my name in it, and nobody was man enough, okay? And it's real. Nobody was man enough to say anything to me in which they should have said something to me. What would have been wrong with saying something to me? Nothing. But they didn't want me to know who they were, and they didn't want me to know how deep they were involved in the situation. That's why they didn't say nothing to me. So they wanted to believe whatever somebody put out there on the table, and they believe it. And see, my thing is, sometimes when people put things out there on the table, that's just to be an interception on what's really going on and what the real situation is. And that's why so many people is trying to set me up in all angles, because they don't want me to hang around because they had already put my name out there in such a negative light. They don't want me to be here because they lied on my name from the door, from the beginning, even within the courts, okay? Because if they wasn't lying, so many people wouldn't be involved trying to hang me or bring me down when this person that went to jail using allegedly my phone, allegedly, they family members wouldn't have been talking to me that was working with me on the job. So everybody had their own game plan going on. I believe the people that was related to him is the ones that set me up with the situation in order to try to get me off the job, because it makes sense now, because I'm realizing what type of positions they had, and they were big positions too. So his family didn't have like little mediocre positions. And the fact that they were there on the job with me, and this person comes along and starts doing all this negativity in my name and carrying on and trying to make me look bad and trying to say I'm trying to make them look bad. But how could I be trying to make somebody look bad that didn't have nothing going on really for themselves? That's what I don't understand. You ain't really have nothing really going on for yourself other than the fact that somebody paid you to do. And obviously, if you was getting money by stealing from every damn body in the universe, why would I have to steal? I had my own money. I had a bank account then. I have the same bank account that I had back then. Oh, but remember, anytime you have something and you're a woman, you're supposed to be on something. You ain't supposed to be normal, because you're supposed to be on drugs or something in order for you to be surviving according to what they was putting out there in my name. But that wasn't never the case. I don't know one drug dealer could say that I ever bought drugs from them in their whole life. And I want to see this person, because I would like to know who they are. And that's real talk. I don't get high. I want to see the drug dealer that sells weed or anything. I want to see that one come along too and say I smoke with them too. I want to see that one too, because I don't get high. So when these people want to pretend that you are alcoholic, you are drunk, you this and that, that's that jealousy going on. That's that jealousy. And I know it's a part of the jealousy. And some men are jealous of women worse than women, okay? So I'm aware of what's going on. Oh yeah, you done made me really aware once I came over here. I was never this much aware about what was going on in my name until I came over here. And then they happened to use the neighbor next door against me, and they turned around. They didn't really, when I say they, the person that he was reporting to, that's the they. The person that the neighbor was reporting to, that he would go out and tell them what I'm doing in the building. That's who. That's the they. Whoever that person is, he knows who he is, and that's the person that I'm talking about. whomever he was going out there, and he had to give them information on what I was doing, if I was in the building, if I left the building. This is how this person would be talking and wanted me to hear it, just like he wanted me to hear that I won't be in the building much longer. And that's a threat. And I'm taking it as a threat. So anytime you feel comfortable to keep coming for me, then I'm going to feel comfortable now to come for you. But I'm going to let the universe handle it. My way of handling this, the universe is going to handle it. I'm not going to have nothing to do with it. Why? Because I don't wish nothing on no one. And why I don't wish nothing on no one? Because I don't have to be that person. And I'm glad that people want to motivate themselves to a point where they feel like they're better than people, and they got to bring them down to make themselves feel relevant. This is where my head is at right now. If you got to go around to do things toward me in a negative light to make yourself seem relevant, and got the nerve to get involved with a criminal crime, and your homies is a part of that criminal crime, and you trying to act like nobody don't tend to know nothing because it's the female. Really? You sure? Because see, like I said before, when I don't say much, doesn't mean that I don't know what's going on around me, because I'm going to do my homework. Especially if you coming at me the way you coming at me. And the way y'all were coming at my door and turning my knob and touching it and hitting it and doing all kinds of stuff to me, and while I was in this apartment, lets me know that your mind ain't right and your brain can't be thinking, because you would have never been messing with someone that you don't know from a can of paint and a hole in the wall. But because somebody told you something, you just jumped on the bandwagon and you played your position. I got to pause on that one. Because the training that he ain't got the same kind of training that when I was going out there back in the days when I was in my 20s and I was in 2025. I'll tell you about 2025. Because when I was 30 years old, I had much more going on for me than he has going on for himself. And ain't no damn way I would have been out there messing with somebody old enough to be my mother. And I would have been out here trying to go against them for somebody that don't even know what they may know about them too. That's sitting around in the cut getting information from the young boy to use them to do their dirty work. I wouldn't have been that slow. Okay? So obviously they need some training. Because they ain't trained properly. Because you don't go about life that way unless you're real slow. Okay? And you got to be slow. I ain't going to say they fast, they slow. And the reason why I'm saying that, because the disrespect that came across the board. And every time they feel comfortable saying something around me thinking that it's okay, it ain't okay. That's why I called the police today. Because anytime you feel comfortable enough to say that I ain't going to be around much longer, then I got something for that. Okay? And if they don't do nothing about it, I'm going to hit them with a lawsuit. And I'm going to hit them hard. Why? Because they want to play the game. And the game ain't being played the way they want to think they're going to play it against me. I don't care what none of you is saying about me out here in the street. Because unless you know me well enough to say what I'm about and what I do and what I'm into, then that means that you're going to have to bring yourself foot forward, face forward, and you're going to have to put it right out there in the universe with your face being seen. You ain't being behind no tree and behind no back doing nothing to me. Because I'm not going to allow you to play me like that. I got to see who these accusers are, being that you so smart. Okay? Because you're not going to play me. All right? Just like that cop today that said what he said in reference to, yeah, she out here, they say she robbing pocketbooks. I don't rob pocketbooks, honey, because I ain't seen no bitch out here that had a pocketbook that I ever wanted. And I'm even talking from the $2,500 bags to the daggone $10 bags. I ain't seen no bitch out here have no bag that I would ever want, that I would ever even have to waste my time. And I ain't never had to be out here robbing nobody about no pocketbooks, about nothing. But y'all want to put me out there like that because you're dirty. Dirty people do dirty things in desperate measures. That's what dirty people do. Okay? But see, when it's my turn to talk about you, don't get mad. That's all I got to tell you. Don't get mad. Because everybody gets a turn, don't we? Since everybody likes talking, all right? Because like I said, I was minding my business. I wasn't worried about what your business is because I don't worry about what other people do. That's not how I roll. And I ain't never been out here looking out my window, concerning myself how much you sitting outside yelling up at the window so for me to hear what y'all saying about me negative. Because when I came downstairs, like I said, nobody said nothing to me. One person gonna laugh out loud, but that don't mean anything. Because see, I already know the ignorance in certain people. I already know there's ignorance. And you ain't putting me down on that level of that ignorance because I don't play those kind of games. Okay, so for people to try to put me through trials and tribulations because of whatever their problem is, and their problem ain't even me. Their problem is with themselves. Because if I don't know you, how is it that your problem's with me? Your problem ain't with me. Your problem's with yourself. You're trying to find a problem because it always had to be a problem of you trying to worry about me in the first place. Because I'm daggone sure ain't out here worrying about you. You better go ask somebody. That's not how I roll. And I ain't never going to start rolling like that. So for the record, when people live next door to me and they coming out of the projects and they come and they living in a luxury apartment building the same way I am, but they having someone tell them to help them to get rid of me out of a building, and they ain't really about much, but they must be either working for the person because they acting like they are working, okay? Therefore, you need to mind your business. You really do. You need to mind your business. And being that you got Nassau County coming for me, let me tell you something for the record. Okay? Nassau County came over here already. And they looked. And they want me to go to court. Just like the boy next door said, she got to go to court because he tells every goddamn thing. I don't know what the hell they got this monkey for because all he do is talk like a bird and then y'all sit back and call me a rat? Oh boy, if I really was one, honey, I'd be taking some of the big boys down. I ain't got time for this little baby bullshit that's going on around me. But I'm going to go ahead and allow y'all to get away with what y'all doing because you know what? There's nothing for me to go into because there's nothing there. Is really weak to me because at the end of the day, I don't know this person next door. All I know is what he's been telling me about how the people been going up in my apartment, how they was up in my apartment looking for something and they didn't find what they was looking for, how they was up there and they had their hands on my bra and everything and my panties. Now they know what size I wear and carrying on and how many coats I had in the closet when I had in the closet and what, yeah, honey, that he was done. Oh, honey, I heard the whole thing. But you know what? If y'all got to go through all them changes to come for a chick like me, I got to be important, baby. I got to be important. Because did you find what you was looking for? I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't find what you was looking for. Because see, you know what I learned about the people that's out there on the street running it on me with y'all? They got y'all in their pocket. Because y'all going to do whatever they tell y'all. If they tell y'all jump high, you're going to jump high. If they tell you, yeah, that person is over there and they got that, and that, yeah, you're going to believe the hype. That's how I see it. And my motto is, don't believe the hype, but they believe it. So if they could sell it to you and you could buy it, that's on you. Because I damn sure ain't in the game. So for somebody to be putting me out there like that, tell them to come forward. Tell them to come forward. Because I already know they lied. Tell them to come. They ain't going to do that. You know why they ain't going to do that? Because it was too easy for them to lie and say what they did say because they didn't like me in the first place. Which I already know that. Not many people going to like a person like me because I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat shit for somebody that's not doing nothing for me, okay? And just like the person that's sitting there next door and he ran it and he telling it and he putting it out there the way he putting it out there and they using him to do it, yo, you got to use him to do it because you ain't man enough to do it your damn self. You would have said something to me if you had something to say to me, but you're not going to do that because you ain't ready to say nothing to no one that's articulate enough to understand where you coming from and what you got going on out here. So you got to use somebody that don't really know because you would have had me that you want to know what time it was. All you had to do was sit me down and ask me. But see, they got to go get Nassau County because they want Nassau County to lock me up, put me in jail. That's the word on the street now. Yeah, they getting ready to come cuff her and lock her up. That's how they was talking out there today. And he just adding on to it. But why you ain't having them lock up your friends that was down with it? Oh, you forgot? Excuse me. I don't mean to talk too loud. Oh, Oh, I see. Oh, oh, I see. It's all good though. It's all good. You're gonna learn something. You're gonna learn something from me. You're gonna learn a whole lot. You're gonna learn to mind your business. That's what you're gonna learn. And the person that told you to do what you did and you did it for them, those police ain't ready for no damn investigation because they ain't had no business using you to do nothing. Period. 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 How about that? And that's keeping it real. They could fake moves all day and all night around me. And I wouldn't care if the whole apartment is investigated and y'all have a surveillance camera in here. I don't care what y'all got going on up in here. Do what you do. Because once you came in and started taking things out of here and doing what you was doing toward me, that already let me know you had no respect for me from the door and you was going to violate me to the total extent of the law. That's why I went in there and filed a civil case. And you didn't have to answer because you know what? You're going to have to answer. Even if you don't want to have to answer right now, you're going to have to answer. You don't have to answer right now, but you're going to have to answer. It doesn't matter at this point. It really doesn't matter at this point. Because honestly, I might have put $25,000 down there, but it wasn't even about the money. It was the principle of the disrespect. Okay? That mattered to me. That's what mattered to me. How you coming at me, don't know me from nowhere, and the ones that's pretending to act like they know me and kept mentioning Coney Island. I wasn't living in Coney Island like that. And they kept mentioning Coney Island. I wasn't in Coney Island like that. So that's how I know where a lot of the energy is coming from. And believe me, I know of people in Coney Island, but I don't socialize with them either. That's why they got a problem with me too. But it's okay. Because like I said, I don't mind everybody's business and what everybody into. But I had people contact me since I've been here apologizing for what they did toward me. Okay? But it's all good. Let everybody play their position and play their role. Let everybody carry on. Because when you try to come for me and I got to protect myself, I'm going to protect myself because I'm supposed to. I'm not supposed to sit there and act like I'm in the game and I know what's going on and who's who, because I wasn't that deep in no game. So I'm not going to play those roles, okay? And I'm not no sucker, all right? So for you to use people against me that's 30 years old and I'm almost 30 years old, a senior, then you got a lot to learn too. You need to grow up, whoever you are. Doesn't make me never mind who you are. It makes it factor that you need to grow up. Because you shouldn't be using nobody's children up against me. Because I'm a grown woman. I'm not a child. And since you want to play me like one, I'm going to show you what a grown woman do. I'm not going to show you no kid shit. I'm going to show you what a grown woman does. Okay? Because I didn't bother you up in here, in this building. You can have this apartment. This apartment doesn't do anything for me. It's very toxic. Because when people got to come in here, rolling up in here like something really going on up in here, and all the people in the street is telling you all this thug shit, and you sitting there listening to it like a yo-yo, then you deserve what you got. Nothing. That's why you got to go get somebody else to come step in and do what they do. Because you lied. That's what this is about. And I already know what time it is, okay? I already know what they've been doing and knowing what the players is doing and knowing how you use that young boy next door, period. And as far as that young lady's information getting up on my credit report, that came from an inside job inside the building, okay? That came from inside job. That's not an outside job. That's an inside job. Because nobody on the outside would have had her information to carry on and upgrade it with whatever she did or whatever she was doing inside the building. None of that shit that came up on my credit report. No matter what anybody says. Okay? But they're not doing anything about any of that. Because like when it's what I said, the players already know. They can't, what they gonna do? They already doing dumb shit. What they gonna do? The players that's doing what they doing towards me, is in a hierarchy. It ain't no lower budget people. Only lower budget people you using is that one that's next door. Everybody else is a hierarchy. That's why they told him, don't worry about nothing. I don't know if that's the right thing you should have told him, but that's what you told him. And it is what it is. But trust me, everything will come out because I'm giving it to the universe. I ain't mad about nothing. I'm going to handle my business because ain't nobody told all you folks that had to do what you did to come at me the way you did. You was looking and fishing for something. Whatever you was looking and fishing for, all you had to do was ask me. That's all you should have did. You should have just asked me. Because you want to go at me on the strength of what somebody got over on you about. That's why you didn't ask me. See, and I'm smart enough to know that too. But see, I did my homework and I had to because you kept coming at me. And when you keep coming at somebody, they're going to start doing their own investigations. And I'm smart enough to do my own investigation. And that's why I came up with what I came up with. And that's why I know where the players is from. But it's all good. But it ain't looking good, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Because I have to take care of myself too. I'm not going to let you stop me from eating. And I'm not going to let you stop me from going ahead and motivating my life to be where I need to be in my life. Just because you don't like me. Like I said, you don't have to like me. You ain't never got to like me. Okay? Maybe that's my white ancestors coming out of me. I learned to be like you. Okay? So don't get it twisted. Don't get the game twisted now. All right? Because they got the game twisted. And they messing with me on the strength of whatever they messing with me on the strength of. But don't get the game twisted now. Okay? Because my ancestors is white as white. Okay? So don't get the game twisted. And y'all got the game really twisted. And I know that I was set up. Trust me, I know. I know more than I'm letting on this thing here because I don't need to incriminate myself about nothing because I have nothing to incriminate myself about. My thing is the way that everybody decided to go about it and the way everybody decided to just throw my name out there and was using my identity and feeling so comfortable coming at me so crazy and then thought that I wasn't supposed to have no life. Dead wrong. Dead wrong. Nobody has the right to interfere with my life the way my life has been being interfered with. And everybody that's been doing it, they living lovely and sitting back laughing. But those who laugh first don't always get to laugh last. Mark my words on this one. And it ain't about the karma only. But the fact that this young boy is sitting back saying what he's saying and doing what he's doing, someone gave him some false hope. Because he ain't better than me. And I didn't come in the building thinking I was better than anyone. And that's where y'all made y'all mistake. You don't use no children against a grown folk. Because I'm a grown folk. He's a young man to me. And when you disrespect me to the pedigree where you're so comfortable that you're doing it so much on a regular basis, and then you don't expect for me to clap back at some point in time to let you know enough is enough. You're not going to keep coming at me. Because it's considered harassment. And regardless of how you're trying to pretend you're not doing anything, you done did enough already. And you was told to do it, and you was told that they got your back when you did it. So therefore, whatever I feel now at this point in my life, and however I choose to handle my business, I'm going to handle my business because I was already violated. All right? And I know this, and I'm not slow at all. You could call me crazy all you like. Crazy, sexy, cool. I'm going to tell you that much because at the end of the day, I did not go up in your apartment looking, searching, taking anything, going through your papers, taking pictures, looking at your drawers, looking at your bras. I ain't go up in your place doing nothing to you. I ain't put nobody's information on your credit report, but all those things were being done to me. And it was being done so comfortably. And I'm not understanding why would you even waste your time messing with somebody you don't know that deep unless you intimidated. And there had to be some sort of intimidation. What you thought? I got high? No, if I want to drink wine, I'm grown. I could drink wine if I want to. And if I choose to. But see, I don't like it because the fact you could have did anything you wanted to do to me in here and got away with whatever you would have did. And that's the part that I don't like. See what I'm saying? When you messing with my territory and that's my space that I'm paying for and it's in violation mode, then it makes me want to get in violation mode. And I don't like to be in violation mode because then I don't have no remorse and no feelings for other people and what they doing to me. And I'm trying not to be that type of individual because I wasn't raised to be that way. But I see people don't care and they don't have no concern about other people to the point that they're just doing too much. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Just doing too much, entirely too much. But then when I start to come back and do whatever I need to do to protect myself and my best interest, now there's a problem somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that. And I'm letting you know, I don't like that. I don't even like living like that because that's not how I like to roll. I like to roll where I mind my business. My business is my business. Your business is your business. But then when you start trying to put me out there like I ain't supposed to have no business or I'm supposed to be in another light because of whatever you want to say because you want to protect your mans in them. The word is out. And like I said, hope you're ready. Hope you're ready. Because you put too much energy into me, like you know me, trying to interfere with my life, trying to ruin my life, trying to come along, step on my toes, make me feel some type of way, getting me angry and getting me upset, and y'all think I'm still not going to be in tune where I don't know how to talk? I'm going to know how to talk very well. And no, I'm not going out to North Nassau County because you're sentencing Nassau County to come pick me up. Nassau County will have to come and pick me up based on gossip and propaganda that you put out there because I'm not going nowhere near no one about nothing. You already put me out there in the courts and had me looking a certain way and had everybody coming at me for 15 years. I'm never going nowhere near somebody that tries to ruin my life for the rest of my life and trying to still come at me at this time of the day. I'm not doing it. Period. And I'm letting it be known. I'm not doing it. You put me in the courts. You got me all hemmed up. You got people coming at me negative. You're trying to bounce me around from place to place to place to place. I didn't even know I was in the courts. That's how bad this is to me. I didn't even know my name was in the courts when I was supposed to have known then. Because I was supposed to have been able to protect myself. But no, that's not what happened. I was left out there to dry. And I was left out there to look a certain way. And ain't nobody was protecting nothing because I ain't know nobody to be protecting nothing. Like they were saying, somebody's supposed to be protecting me. Ain't nobody was supposed to be protecting shit because I wasn't out there to know nobody to know for them to protect me about nothing. That's why everybody was coming at me that was related to this fool on my job. That's what you left me out there for the job to turn around and flip on me and go against me because as time went on, his people was still upset. And that's what y'all did. Y'all did me a favor. Y'all tried to mess up my life, ruin my reputation, bring me down. You did a good job, too. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all y'all did year in and year out. Consistently. When I say y'all, New York City Department of Health, New York City Department of Health employers, New York City Department of Health employees, and all the rest of the Ku Klux Klan that was on that land that was going against me, they was all involved. How about that? How about that? You happy now? When they see me, call the cops on her. Really? Really? And I was right there on that job, and not one time did DOI come and get me and bring me downstairs and say anything to me in reference to what was going on with my name on that case. Not one time. In which they should have, because they knew the type of work that I did. So they always put my life in danger for years. And then I'm wondering why I couldn't get through with EEOC to assist and do their part in their job. Oh, now I see why. Everybody was in it. That information was public records. So when y'all put me out there, and when I say y'all, you know who you all are, because y'all were the ones that did it. Say one word. You ain't say nothing about all this information that was in that criminal court case. But you put my name in it, though. And you put my name in it to try to diffuse and put me out there. And then they calling me the rat. Oh, really? But what did I rat about? Because I could recall very well when I went to grand jury. Remember? And grand jury asked me, was I the driver? Okay, I remember very well. I remember that very well. Driver of what? You ain't gonna see me driving in nobody's home invasions about shit. I don't do home invasions. And I don't have a gun. I ain't never owned a gun. But I had to have protection knowing what I know now. I should have had protection. For real. Because y'all put me out there in danger and didn't give a shit about my life, trying to make me look like I was down with the program. And as far as getting some money out of something, I've always had nice jewelry. I always wore jewelry. I always dressed nice. I always kept myself well because I didn't get high and I wasn't on drugs. So I always maintained. I always had credit cards. I always had my own. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat shit for nobody. My thing that I got a problem with is the fact that when these people was out here doing them home invasions, you put my phone number on the record in the Supreme Court building, and you didn't say one word to me, but, oh, she the girlfriend. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That right there speaks volume. Why would you do that? Oh, because you was covering the other women's asses. Oh, I see. I looked like the one that had at least a decent job. I was on point. I had my stuff together. So why not fuck her up? She could lose a job and go get her another one. I guess that's how you felt about me. But that's what you should have said back then. So I could have went ahead and left that job and went and got another one because I still was working around his element of his family members and everybody else that was affiliated with him that knew what was going on from the inside that I wasn't even aware of that was going on until I did my homework. I had to do my homework because I see y'all all left me out there to dry. And then they got to this date using people up against me. Still doing the same old shenanigans. Still doing it. Because they ain't got nothing better to do. When you miserable, honey. And that's just the way the game go. Misery love company. And that's just the way the game go. Ain't no way you sitting there using people's children up against another grown person and trying to still get them implicated in the same situation. But this time you trying to make up something because you ain't got nothing better else going on. So you got them sitting there in the 10th precinct talking about, yeah, she robbing pocketbooks, they said. She out here robbing pocketbooks. No, I don't rob no damn pocketbooks. And I ain't never been over in nobody's town robbing nobody's pocketbook because I ain't outside like that to be out in the street like that to be robbing nobody's pocketbook. Ain't nobody even looking at nobody that damn hard to be trying to play they self with nobody out here. I ain't trying to catch nothing from nothing out here, okay? So all that game that's being played, propaganda. All of it. Every last thing that they have done, propaganda. Everything that they didn't want me to have, they tried to take it. And that's exactly what they did. They took that job. It's gone. Bye-bye. They didn't want me to have the next job that I got, telling them negativity. It's gone. Bye-bye. Then they took the other job that I had. Bye-bye. So whoever's working for the government, the city, or state agencies, and you didn't want me to have nothing, you happy now? I ain't even sweating that. Y'all go ahead and keep all of that. Because if y'all got to steal and hide your hand and blame somebody and move them around and shift and shake and do what you do. I don't want no parts of it. And I'm glad I'm not around it. Trust me, I'm glad I'm not around it. Believe me. I don't feel like being a rat. Okay? Because there's too many other rats out there that want the cheese. Much more than me, okay? I'm on a diet. I don't want the cheese. Remember, I'm supposed to just not be hungry and let everybody else just crawl all around me like roaches. Okay? So on that note, like I said, it is what it is. But for you to ever use somebody else's child against a grown woman because you don't like them and they had a mother too, you got to understand. You got to look at all angles when you start playing those type of games, because that's dangerous when you start doing stuff like that. And it ain't cool, because they got to live with that for the rest of their life. And even if they think they being smart, they forgetting. You know what I'm saying? Same way you got a mother, I had a mother too. Same way you are somebody's child, I have a child too. So all that y'all doing towards me to try to make yourself seem like y'all better than me, it ain't gonna do no good, because like I said, everybody gets a turn, but I'm gonna give it to the universe. And on that note, y'all have a good night.